With food and drink delivered to your seat, it's freedom all the way with LNER. Right, welcome to The Quiet Coach on Roots from LNER. I'm Clara and on this episode, we are diving quietly, so let me start talking like this, quietly into the travel mind of Craig David. Welcome back to Roots, Craig David.
It's such a pleasure to be with you, Clara, you know that.
It is a delight always. We are going to get into your snacks, your hacks, and most importantly, your tracks for quiet travel. I ask all my guests, how do you like to wind down when you are away? Can Craig David switch off?
Yeah, I've actually become really good at winding down. I feel like I do like to meditate. I do like quiet spaces because I feel like a lot of my life is quite loud. Like if I'm at a show or if I'm around a lot of people, it's very intense. So I like to dial it back, light some nice incense, a little candle, and just relax, or listen to maybe a podcast, maybe to a certain frequency sound bed so I can do a little meditation, but calm. I feel that's really important. In a busy life that we all have, take those pause moments in between the melodies, you know?
I'm so jealous of you because I personally find meditation quite difficult because when I'm trying to zone out, I'm thinking, oh no, I forgot to pay that bill or I need to text this person back, whatever. Can you completely just switch off?
But do you know what's funny though? It's like, I think meditation sometimes it can be presented and get complicated. That's the fact that you can be aware that how your mind wants to go to these things, it wants to do, is the part that you're at least spacious enough to see it, that it does that. You know, meditation isn't necessarily about not having those thoughts. It's actually just being aware of, there's a bit of separation that when I'm quiet, my mind wants to move. It wants to get me to get up. It's now a bit irritated. It wants to scratch here. It wants to go get some food. It wants to get a drink. But so who's the one that's noticing that? That's the question. That's when you get that. And then you start to delve into that question and it starts to open you up a bit like, ooh, so who's watching then you get into an interesting space.
Okay, I'm going to try again. I'm not going to give up so easily.
Or, you know what?
Yeah.
Just go for a walk in the park or it doesn't have to be deep. It'd have to be top of the Himalayas, like doing a madness. Just go for a walk, fresh air, where there's trees in the park, and you get that for 5 minutes on the way to get some fish and chips, and then come home on a cut. That's enough. That's meditation.
That sounds more feasible.
I like that one, isn't it?
I think most of our listeners aren't going to casually go to the Himalayas, so yeah. I'm
going
to take that advice.
Forget the incense in the Himalayas.
Sure.
Just go to the fish and chips and go for a walk.
That's it. I love that. Tell me about a place where you have found the most peace on your travels. Where has brought you, great joy and peace?
Do you know what I would have to say? I think currently like being back in London, being back home, it like I could say Ibiza is amazing, and I love the time there, and it's the Esvedra and the way the pull of the quartz of the island, because it's based on big crystal there, as you probably know. That's why there's a frequency thing that pulls people to this island. There's something special there. But when I come back to London, I sort of just feel like, wow, this is a vibe back in the UK. And I feel like enjoying how amazing this country is and what we have on offer is something I'm really now enjoying as an adult. So
no, but you know what? There is no place like home. Shout out Wizard of Oz, shout out Wicked. But sometimes it's not everyday travel super, super fast. Sometimes the best place is on your doorstep. So I love that your favourite place to feast right now is just where you are.
Right here.
Where you're supposed to be.
Right here, right now.
Okay, we're going to get into my favourite part of the Quiet Coach, which is your snacks, your tracks, and your hacks. So Craig David, what is the essential snack that you need to feel comfort when you're travelling?
Wow, I would say, like, you know Biggie in one of his tunes, it's probably of all the tunes that I could have picked, but if you know, it's got this 10 commandments, but he's like never get high on your own supply. Number 5, never sell no. And I was like, it's the Dairy Milk chocolate bars, one marvelous creation chocolate bar, just there, just in case you need a little sweet fix, will serve you well. It's not going to take up too much space. It's not some big old thing. You can get it anywhere. But it just serves you well, that one.
So 2 things. Cadbury's need to run you a check, clearly.
Run up the thing.
Clearly. And secondly, whenever you've been on a train journey or someone's like been a passenger in your car, will they find like a trail of wrappers where Craig David was once at?
Do you know
or
what?
Are you quite tidy?
I'm quite tidy.
Okay.
You won't see the rappers, but you know that
He's not a litterer.
there'll always be an extra little something for you. You know what I mean? I'm a caring, sharing guy. I always want to make sure people are fed and looked after. So yeah, sweet. It's back to Born to Do. You know, Born to Do It. The title of the album came from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Of course.
So that's why there's this whole thing about chocolate with me.
Someone needs to license one of your songs, one of those
What's
Easter
your flavor?
adverts.
Tell me what's your flavor.
Right?
I'm just saying. The sink is there. It's ready. I went and did a chocolate experience. I was able to make my own chocolate. It's called Melt, and it's in Notting Hill in London. And again, keeping it homegrown, I love this. But it was an experience. They've got in the back, they've got a big teepee, and they would give you a smelling sensation. They've got like singing bowls. They were allowed to hear music, and they'd ask you, where's this chocolate from? And you'd be like, yo, that's from Mexico, or that one's from like Cuba. Such an experience, but that place is beautiful. Fresh chocolate.
Okay, so that could be the rivals to your favourite.
That could be the one. If you're going to do it, do your own. You know what I mean? Just like create your own things.
Oh God, I'm craving some chocolate now.
Easy.
Damn. Right, let's get into your tracks. Okay, so Craig, what are you listening to switch off, or who are you listening to relax?
Okay, we would have to dive into sort of an R&B fest. But I would take it back. I'm going to go like late 90s, 2000s. So we're going to tap into like Jodeci, and we're going to hear some of those tunes. Like we're going to hear the Freaking You remix with Rakim. Big remix, that one. We're going to hear Donell Jones, Where I Want to Be album. We're going to have Usher's Confessions album playing. We're going to go to Destiny's Child, The Writings on the Wall. Just all that stuff that brings up that young kid who went to Notting Hill Carnival for the first time, and new Destiny's Child were playing and thinking, wow, what a time to be alive. You're hearing TLC, No Scrubs for the first time. I couldn't buy a better childhood to be amongst all that kind of music.
Well, they're like, I always say, like, songs are sort of like time machines at the end of the day, aren't they? They really do take you back to such specific moments like in your life. So my question now is, when people come up to you, what stories are they telling you about, how your songs are soundtrack theirs?
Oh, wow. There's been some amazing ones. Like they've had the song Unbelievable, which was like on my Story Goes album. People have got married to that song. It's been their first dance. And I'm just like, those ones when someone's had your song as part of their wedding day.
Shout out to my mates Lisa and Theo. You performed at their wedding.
Yes, Lisa and Theo. Do you know what? That was such a vibe. Do you know how they looked after me so beautifully when I came to their house? So I got invited to go over, as you know, did a DJ set at their party that they had after their wedding, and they were just so attentive. They were like, Craig, are you okay? Do you need anything? Like, if we put the decks over here, like, just like, I was just like, whoa, this is your day. And you're making it, like, looking after me. I was just such in awe of such beautiful people that we both know, right?
Well, just to give our listeners context. So Lisa and Theo are an amazing couple that I've known for quite a while. And Lisa is a really talented makeup artist, but they didn't get Craig to perform at their wedding on some like, oh, we're going to pay you some big bucks, big showbiz thing. They are genuine OG fans of Craig. And they had this mission going for like weeks, probably months actually, in the run up to their wedding. Like, we want Craig David to perform at our wedding, and I think they put it on social media and stuff, never thinking that Craig was actually going to say yes.
It was one of those ones. They went the extra mile as well. They'd done proper things.
That's they made up a song. I think they'd done
a song. They'd had a party. They'd gone to other destinations where it was like a whole Craig David theme thing. It wasn't like an overnight thing. It was like, we've been doing this for time.
Yeah.
So I was like, how can I not just pull up? And so
proper dedicated fans,
dedicated. So when I think back to people listening to the songs, making it part of their special day, I've had people who've said that they just remember when they met their partner, or where they were they met their best friend at one festival when they heard that song. And you're just like, isn't that what music's all about? Isn't that really when someone says, what did you leave in the world? And to feel that you've left those memories that live in people's hearts, that's a number one. That's the number one record for me, to say, man, someone actually played the song as their first dance. What? For the rest of their life, hopefully. They stay forever.
And on the flip side, what about your new gen fans? Is anyone surprising you, like in your audiences now? Like, who are the types of people that you're seeing? And are there any new gen artists that have shouted you out recently that you've been like, oh, wow, okay.
Do you know what?
Fan.
The funny thing is that I found, like, as far as new gen, it goes across the board. You're seeing like mums and dads with their young children who are just like saying, no, he's a huge fan of your music. Their 4 or 5 year old son who's on the way to school, all they keep asking is, can you play like nothing like this? Or can you play like when the bass line drops? And I'm thinking their entry term is like incredibly different to where their parents were, but they're all like chopping it up. And they could also still play Fill Me In or Walking Away. So that I find amazing. And then I think it's working with a lot of people. Like when I came through, it was like the AJ Tracy's as well. Like when we were kind of first sort of met around that time. I remember meeting him and him just talking about how he would play that at his house, and like him and his parents would listen to tunes. Or when I was in with Bugsy Malone and he was like Bugsy's like, oh, I'm listening to your tunes. Or if it was Ella May when we were in, and Ella's like before she had like the big boo, the boo down. I'm just like, it's the gift that keeps giving. I'm just really grateful.
Oh, I can feel it off you, Craig. You're beaming with gratitude. Now, one thing we're always grateful for is hacks when it comes to our travel. Are you a roll, don't fold kind of guy when it comes to your packing? Do you travel light, Craig David? What kind of traveller are you?
Okay, so I'd say that the real hack is just make sure that you've got your own food situation together and ready and steady. Like when you get on there, I'm talking, you got your drink, couple drinks, yeah? You've got the sandwiches you like. I mean, if you want to be like spicy with it, go get yourself a Kentucky Fried Chicken box or McDonald's, or go get yourself the Pret-a-Manger sandwich. Get yourself, so you're so patterned that when you get on there, and someone says, oh, would you like a drink of water, or would you like... No, we're good. We're going to go sleep. I already had a 4-course meal before we even started. That move there will serve you well, especially for a long haul flight.
Okay, the camel approach. So you're eating, you're storing.
Be correct.
Got it.
Fully. And then you just know that you're covered. So then if you do have a meal or you are offered something, you're like, I'll take a little something like that. But you know you got a little stash.
Noted. That is a good hack. Okay, so whether you are on land or on sky, you're an aisle or a window seat guy.
Do you know what? I do like the window, but it is nice when you haven't, especially when someone's asleep next to you. The worst thing is this, to try and like to tap someone to wake them up. Yeah, or you're trying to do the madness gymnastics thing, yeah, smashing out your legs one time and you know you're going to clip the back of their foot. After all that, you might as well just said, is it okay if I just get past? You just clip it and they're like, what is this? And so yeah, a window guy for the look, but when you need to go to the toilet, then you need to be on the aisle.
Okay, aisle guy.
Aisle guy for the caring, sharing community of let's not wake someone who's very, very tired.
I respect that. And how are you taking care of your body on the road, Craig?
Do you know what? I found a nice sweet spot. I tried to go to the gym or play some sort of sports now to keep the body active, but not with like in terms of I've got to get my body looking a certain way. I think it was that for many years. Now it's just like keep the body moving. Do you know what I mean? Like participate. I think it's when you don't do anything that you start to feel the body like telling you a few things about yourself. Mm-hmm. But it's when you're like, I love table tennis. That's okay. Oh yeah, the chopper. Cha, bam.
Are you a ruthless table tennis player?
Do you know what? I've got a little couple of skills. The top spin's quite wild for you. You know the ones where you reach and it's like, whoa, it came back over the net kind of vibe. But I've seen real table tennis players, yeah. I know I'm setting myself up for like people being like, oh, you're that guy, right? And then all of a sudden you get the one of those. I've seen some women play table tennis, yeah, and they were spinning people out of their loafers.
I know, that's
one
right.
time.
Go
so yeah,
on,
I'm
ladies.
decent. So keep yourself active, keep yourself moving, try and eat well. Hydrate is the key. Like keep yourself as hydrated as you can, drink a load of water as much shit, and just live life and enjoy.
And then make sure you're on the aisle seat, so with all that water that you drink, you can get to the loo easily.
Yes, you know the vibe. Clara,
noted.
Come on, you know the
Craig
vibe.
David, thank you so much.
You're a star.
Please.
Hey, come on.
Look who's talking.
Come on.
Thank you, Craig, for joining me on The Quiet Coach with LNER. Craig David's commitment tour kicks off in Leeds at the start of February. It's 11 dates across the UK, finishing up at the O2 on the 20th of February. Head over to myticket.co.uk to get your tickets. And if you like what you heard today, why not rate and review the podcast, Roots, wherever you get your podcast, and make sure you give us a follow. Until then, see you at the next stop. Dodge the traffic and dive into a good book. When you travel by train with LNER, it's freedom all the way. Roots from LNER, a distorted production,